afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Live at 4 on this Wednesday. Another sticky day out there, Susan.
Yeah, it feels like summertime.
Yeah, we'll get to the weather in just a minute, but first, here's what's making news on this Wednesday. The U.S. has now reached more than 100,000 deaths from COVID-19 on the same day that Wisconsin sees its highest daily death toll. Community
leaders are reacting to the death of George Floyd in Minneapolis, who was killed while being arrested by police officers.
And SpaceX will have to wait to launch the first commercial manned spacecraft. We'll have an update from Florida. But first, let's take a look outside. It's a good place to be today, I think. On the water. The weather words, the change starts tomorrow. Dana's in the backyard patio. Going to cool off a bit.
Yeah, we're going to see our temperatures drop just a bit. Still warm and sticky today, though. And we do have a few isolated showers and storms passing through for this evening. Right now, we don't have anything widespread, but you could have a quick little downpour pop through. Here's a live look at Platteville with our Queen Bee Radio Sky Cam. A lot of blue sky, but some clouds popping up as well. A bit of a breeze still coming up from the south. We've seen gusts get close to about 20 miles per hour, so certainly not as windy as we were yesterday, but still very warm as we have that southerly flow building in. Tomorrow, temperatures are going to be much cooler outside. Still a little humid, but not as warm. More widespread scattered showers and thunderstorms expected. We could see quite a bit of rain accumulation during the day for Thursday into Friday morning. We'll take a closer look at your full forecast in just a few minutes. Right now, we'll scope out the roads, even though not a lot of folks, of course, driving around. Currently, things are pretty quiet and pretty steady for much of the area. As we look at the Beltline, we aren't seeing any major delays. Downtown is fairly smooth. Your drive from Janesville to the Beltline at a quick 25 minutes. Sauk City to Milton, 15 minutes, and Sun Prairie to downtown, only 9 minutes this evening. You'll definitely still need the air on the car for your drive home.
A little sticky out there. All right, we'll see you in a few minutes. Thank you, Dana. The number of people who've died from coronavirus in the United States is nearing the grim milestone of 100,000. Churches, pools, and in-person shopping is back on in California. Nevada's governor has announced most businesses can reopen Friday, and casinos are on track to open next week. Still, 27 states reported increases in new coronavirus cases compared to 2 weeks ago. New CDC guidelines warn COVID-19 antibody tests are wrong nearly half of the time and should not be used to determine if someone is immune to the coronavirus. And a new Associated Press poll says many Americans are skeptical about a COVID-19 vaccine, and only about half say they would get one.
I think there's an opportunity for policymakers and health communicators to convey kind of what's going into building this vaccine, how solid are the data to make sure that it's safe, so that when it's available, we can kind of have pre-addressed some of those concerns.
The Trump administration has a goal of having 300 million doses of a vaccine by January.
Here in Wisconsin, the state sees its highest daily number of deaths so far. Health officials announced 23 new deaths, including one in Dane County. The state has now seen 542 deaths. More than 16,000 people across the state have tested positive for the virus. After 4 days of decline, the percent of positive cases in Wisconsin rose sharply, with 6% of cases coming back positive. The state continues to only reach 3 of the 6 metrics. In the Badger Bounce Back plan, health officials say they are seeing a downward trajectory of COVID-19 symptoms, and hospitals say they are ready if a surge were to arrive. The legislature is continuing to dig into what is causing delays at the unemployment office.
Amy Reed is live at the Capitol to explain what they heard from the Secretary of the Department of Workforce Development today. Amy?
DWD Secretary Caleb Frostman testified in front of the Senate Committee on Labor and Regulatory Reform inside the Capitol today. He and others were there for a meeting on unemployment right now. An economist from the UW gave insight into the data, but much of what senators wanted to know was directed at Frostman. They asked why it's taking so long, and he explained they had to hire and train hundreds of people. Due to the amount of personal information these workers deal with, that takes weeks to vet and train. He also said their computer system was outdated and the sheer volume of calls was difficult to stay on top of.
I want to assure this committee and the general public that paying every eligible claim in full as soon as possible is our sole and highest aim within UI and DWD. We fully understand this is a challenging time for our state, the country, and the world, especially those who have sacrificed their income in order to save the lives of their neighbors.
There was was some back and forth between Democrats and Republicans on how Republicans handled funding reform and problems with unemployment insurance in the past. Democrats are blaming Republicans for putting roadblocks to eligibility in place. Republicans say that isn't the problem, and they want Democrats to push Evers to do better. Frostman did not put blame on either party, but did encourage the legislature in the future to make things easier for those people applying for unemployment.
Amy Reed live at the Capitol. Amy, thank you. History was not made at Cape Canaveral today. The first commercially manned spacecraft was scheduled to be launched this afternoon around 3:30. The crew of SpaceX Falcon 9 will now attempt to launch on Saturday or Sunday. The crew consists of former NASA astronauts Robert Beacon and Douglas Hurley. When the launch happens, it'll be the first manned rocket to be launched on U.S. soil since 2011.
There are new calls today for criminal charges against the officers involved in the death of George Floyd in Minneapolis. As protesters return to the scene of Floyd's arrest, the mayor of Minneapolis is calling for criminal charges against the police officer who had his knee on Floyd's neck. Last night, protests over Floyd's death turned violent. Police claimed that Floyd was a suspect in a forgery case and that he had physically resisted officers. But new surveillance video obtained by CBS News from a store nearby shows officers calmly detaining him.
He was handcuffed long before they took him to that car. And you can see his demeanor from the security video. They did not have to use this excessive lethal force.
Why is the man who killed George Floyd not in jail? If you had done it, or I had done it, we would be behind bars right now.
4 officers involved in the incident have been fired. Federal and state investigators and prosecutors are looking at the incident to determine if the officers' actions justify criminal prosecution. The video has resonated as well with our local leaders here in Dane County.
President and CEO of the Boys and Girls Club, Michael Johnson, posted on Facebook asking every local police chief to publicly condemn the police officers' actions in that video. Jamie Perez spoke with Johnson today with more on what he is asking our local officials to do. Jamie?
Yeah, so he really wants to give some people in this community some assurance that what happened in Minneapolis will never happen here. And they have actually reached out to several law enforcement agencies already, including the Dane County Sheriff, the Fitchburg Police Chief, UW Police Chief. They've already issued some preliminary statements saying that they were disturbed by what they saw in this video. Johnson wants to help prevent any tension that comes out of this incident between our community and local law enforcement, but also wants to hold our police officers accountable as well by asking them to publicly come forward about their use of force practices and their thoughts on what happened in Minneapolis.
This is and or should be the greatest country on this planet. But when these things continue to happen time and time and time again, it further divides our community, and we just got to do better.
Our local law enforcement agencies have agreed to Johnson's request. Tomorrow morning at 10:30, they will be hosting a virtual public town hall meeting on the Madison 365 Facebook page. You are encouraged to listen in, and there is also going to be a Q&A portion that they also encourage you to participate in.
Jamie, thank you. President Trump is in Florida, where he traveled to watch the now scrubbed SpaceX launch. Earlier today, the president met with the governor of New York in the Oval Office. Natalie Brand is at the White House with more.
Top White House officials tell CBS News that another COVID-19 economic stimulus bill would likely not include more direct payments to Americans, but they're working on a package that could extend unemployment insurance without the $600 per week benefit, but may include short-term bonuses for returning workers, a payroll tax cut, tax credits to offset vacations taken within the U.S. over the next year, and a reduction in capital gains taxes. New York Governor Andrew Cuomo repeated his calls for more federal funding to state and local governments during his news conference after meeting with the president.
The states that bore the brunt of the COVID virus, they're 1/3 of the national GDP. How can you tell 1/3 of the country to go to heck?
Senate Republican leaders have made clear they will not take up the House-passed $3 trillion measure. During an event in Kentucky, Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell said the federal government must slow down and be mindful of the national debt.
If there is another bill, it's not going to be $3 trillion. It is going to have liability protection in it. And I think it needs to be oriented around jobs and kids.
As the country continues to move towards reopening, the Senate's GOP leader also advocated for Americans to wear face masks, something the president has called politically correct.
There's no stigma attached to wearing a mask.
Meanwhile, the House could take a historic first vote by proxy this evening to reauthorize the Foreign Intelligence Surveillance Act, or FISA. The rule change could be a game changer, allowing members to vote remotely during the pandemic. House Republican leaders have filed a lawsuit challenging the new temporary proxy voting system, alleging House Democrats made the change in a partisan fashion. Natalie Brand, CBS News, the White House.
Temporary rules change enables some members to designate a colleague to vote for them if they can't return to Capitol Hill safely to cast their vote in person. Members cannot serve as a designated proxy for more than 10 members per vote.
A legendary advocate for a national response to the AIDS epidemic has died. Author Larry Kramer died this morning. Kramer helped raise awareness of the disease in the 1980s and eventually helped shape healthcare policy. He co-founded the ACT UP movement that made AIDS a national issue. Kramer died of pneumonia, a result of an illness he faced for much of his life. Larry Kramer was 84 years old. Well, still to come at 4, like most places, the Henry Vila Zoo has been closed to outside visitors for almost 3 months.
But once the zoo reopens, it's going to be a little bit of a different experience for guests. We'll head to the zoo to get the new lay of the land when Live at 4 continues. We'll be right back.
You're watching News 3 Now, live at 4.
We are the Thrivers. Women with metastatic breast cancer, standing in the struggle, hustling through the hurt, asking for science, not sorries. Our time for more time has come. Living longer is possible and proven in women taking Kisqali plus fulvestrant or a non-steroidal aromatase inhibitor. Kisqali is the only treatment in its class with proven overall survival results in 2 clinical trials, helping women live longer with HR-positive, HER2-negative metastatic breast cancer. Kisqali was also significantly more effective at delaying disease progression versus a non-steroidal aromatase inhibitor or fulvestrant alone. Kisqali can cause lung problems or an abnormal heartbeat, which can lead to death. It can cause serious liver problems and low white blood cell counts that may result in severe infections. Tell your doctor right away if you have new or worsening symptoms, including breathing problems, cough, chest pain, a change in your heartbeat, dizziness, yellowing of the skin or eyes, dark urine, tiredness, loss of appetite, abdomen pain, bleeding, bruising, fever, chills, or other symptoms of an infection, are or plan to become pregnant or breastfeeding. Avoid grapefruit during treatment. Kisqali is not approved for use with tamoxifen. It's our time to continue to shine because we are the Thrivers. Ask your doctor about Kisqali, the only treatment in its class proven to help women live longer in 2 clinical trials.
At Machinery Row Bicycles, you'll find bicycle store quality electric e-bikes from Trek, Electra, Felt, Giant, and more. Trek offers the best-selling e-bike in America, Trek Verve Plus, under $2,500. At Machinery Row Bicycles, you'll find fat e-bikes, mountain e-bikes, road e-bikes, bike path e-bikes, and more. Free services included. The place to shop for your new e-bike is Machinery Row Bicycles, the most beautiful bicycle store in the world.
Comfort Services, buy 1 air conditioner and get 1 gas furnace for only $1,000. BOGOs are back, and it's a beautiful thing.
A new mom in Massachusetts is celebrating being home finally with her entire family.
Elizabeth Hernandez and her husband Oscar are finally able to bring their twins, Sebastian and Milagro, home. More than a month ago, the 24-year-old was rushed to Massachusetts General Hospital struggling to breathe. She ended up on a ventilator with COVID-19. She woke up to find her twins had been delivered 10 weeks early by emergency C-section. The babies were transferred to the NICU at Tufts Medical Center. It'd be 2 more weeks before she could hold her babies.
I'm just happy to have them. I couldn't imagine I'm gonna be here watching them again.
The twins needed help breathing and eating, but 43 days later, Tufts NICU Associate Medical Director says they have made incredible progress. Research is ongoing nationwide, looking into the possible effects of coronavirus on pregnant women and their babies. California researchers have launched a national registry to better understand the impact. It's quite a story. Well, stocks closed higher as talks of another stimulus heat up. The Dow Industrials gained 553 points, closing at 25,548, a level last reached in the first part of March. The Nasdaq was up 72. The S&P 500 added 44. Well, it has been nearly 3 months since the Henry Vila Zoo closed to the public because of the pandemic.
But the zoo and its animals are getting ready to welcome visitors again soon. The zoo has made some big changes to ensure a fun and safe experience for everyone. Deputy Zoo Director Joseph D'Arcangelo showed me what you can expect. So, Joseph, this is the main gate, the traditional main gate. Is this where people will be coming through now?
So this will actually, the main gate will now actually be the exit. So we will be taking you over from this side, and the one-way path leads you through the zoo. And as you exit, you're going to be coming past the gift shops. And so one of the other opportunities, you're still going to have that zoo experience, right? But we're bringing everything outside for you. So all this covered area that you see here, we're going to bring the gift shop outside.
So as you walk around the zoo, how will things change? Will you be able to go wherever you want?
Nope, you won't be able to go wherever you want. We will actually, you can see right now, we've actually started putting in these stanchions. We're going to have signs that allow you to understand what does it mean, the social distancing. How far should I be away from somebody? So it will actually give you a guided path through the zoo. And then also what's important too is that we're going to staff it not only with volunteers, but with our education team. Even the keepers will be assisting. So you'll see a presence of more employees around to actually let you know that here's where you need to go next.
Joseph, you've been closed since March 14th. Have you ever been through any experience like this in your zoo career?
Yeah, it's a great question. I spent a lot of my career down south in Florida, and so one of the big things that we have to deal with on a seasonal basis is hurricanes. And so the preparedness that goes into something like this feels the same. We're in phase 1 right now. And although I dealt with a lot of emergency situations, this phase 1 could last us a long time. It could be several months. It could even be a year. We just don't know. And so we just got to put those precautions in place. And one of the questions you asked me is, you know, why is the zoo waiting until June? We want to make sure that people feel safe when they come here. And so there's a lot of preparedness that goes into that.
Has life changed for the animals during the pandemic, or has this year been just like any other year for them?
Yeah, I think there has been some change. When all the guests are coming into the zoo, maybe for some of our higher intellectual animals, such as our primates, those guests coming in is absolutely enriching for our animals.
Hi. Yeah, there's people here. There's visitors.
These guys are definitely very inquisitive.
Do they miss the people?
I would say anthropomorphically, sure. I would say there is definitely a curiosity that is lost when the guests are not here.
So, Joseph, when you're walking, you'll follow a set path.
Yeah, so if you were coming into the zoo, you'll be guided with signs, you'll be guided by these yellow ropes, and then more importantly, when you look down, you'll see stencils that guide you. There'll be animal prints that take you on your journey throughout the one-way path of the zoo. Although the children's zoo will not be open for the kids to come in during our phase 1, you will still have the opportunity to view the animals. We just don't have the capacity and the control to be able to monitor the children's play area. And the same thing thing with the carousel. You have a lot of people that want to ride that carousel, but rest assured it's not going anywhere. We are going to have a little bit more gathering than normal because the concessions is going to be open. Right. And so we are going to have specific lines set up with stanchions and markers so that you can go ahead and enjoy a chocolate shop ice cream.
So Joseph, will the grill be open?
So the grill is going to be open, but you will not be able to dine in. You still have a viewing opportunity for animals, and then we're going to have a 6-foot distancing pathway that takes you into the grill and then allows you to order your food like you normally would, and then you go outside, you exit the building after you order your food, and then we have the outside concession window where they will then give you your food.
Why not just do the whole thing virtual?
Yeah.
Keep the zoo closed and just offer a virtual experience.
Yeah, I think when you look at humans, you know, we're social creatures, right? And so we have an opportunity to capitalize on all your senses, and that's what the experience is about. And we can't forget that. Virtual is great, and that's a way for us to continue on with our mission and our vision. But we got to open up, right? And we got to do it safely. And we need to make sure that people feel comfortable. And it's not just what we think. It's also about what do the guests think, right? We'll do surveys. You know, how was your experience? What do you think we need to change? What can we do better? That's what we're about. And I think it's not just the zoo. That's what the community's about as well.
During phase 1, the zoo will be limiting the number of guests to between 500 to 800. On a typical weekend in Madison, as many as 5,000 people visit the zoo. Admission, as you know, has always been free, and it will continue to be that way, but the zoo relies on community support, maybe now more than ever. So there will be opportunities to leave a donation when you visit the zoo, and you can always donate whenever you want to online. So a lot of work has gone into making it ready to reopen.
By July 1st at the latest.
July 1st at the latest. He was saying probably mid-June is what they're looking at, but July 1st at the latest.
It's nice to see all the animals.
Yeah, the animals.
They're alive and well.
It was
a little lonely.
It was kind of nice to be there. It was quiet, you know, but the animal, I sort of felt like I was on display a little bit. The animals were sort of looking at me like, who is this person here? But it'll be really great to have it back open. People miss it a lot.
Absolutely. All right, still to come at 4, virtually everything has gone virtual these days.
And now you can add virtual babysitting to that list. How does that work?
I don't know.
Well, we'll find out coming up after Dana's forecast.
It's the Portage Furniture Store's Memorial Week sale going on now. Get top name brands for every room in your house at guaranteed lowest prices with power lift chairs from $7.99 and always free delivery. Come join us at Portage Furniture for our Memorial Week sale.
When you think of a bank, you think of people in a place. But when you have the Chase mobile app, your bank can be virtually any place. So when you get a check, you can deposit it from here. And you can see your transactions and check your balance from here. You can detect suspicious activity on your account from here. And you can pay your friends back from here. So when someone asks you, where's your bank? You can tell them, here's my bank. Or, here's my bank. Or, here's my bank. Because if you download and use the Chase mobile app, your bank is virtually any place. So visit chase.com/mobile.
This is our home. We've never seen it look quite like this.
But there's no mistaking it.
And it's our job to protect it.
Because the best people to fight for our communities
are those within them.
So if you've just bought a Volkswagen or were thinking of buying sometime soon, we're here to help with the community-driven promise.
Our home is the training ground for her dreams policy from American Family Insurance. Insure carefully. Dream fearlessly.
While there's no instruction manual for what we're all going through now, there is Christian and Natalie and all our other associates at Pick and Save, working with one of the country's biggest supply chains for the Kroger family of brands. Keeping our promise that our shelves will be continually stocked and that you'll always have access to the things you need. Because together, we've got you covered. Pick and Save. Fresh for everyone.
This is online learning. Today, it's more relevant than ever. This is you, a person looking for a lasting career. And this is Herzing University's Everywhere Classroom, where you can earn a degree in nursing, healthcare, business, and IT, anywhere, anytime. Take an online course free and get comfortable with online learning. That makes a degree from Herzing University more relevant than ever. I'm possible at Herzing. Learn more today.
It's the Portage Furniture Store's Memorial Week sale on now. Get top name brands for every room in your house at guaranteed lowest prices with Serta Queen sets from $3.99 and always free delivery. Come join us at Portage Furniture for our Memorial Week sale.
Well, take a look at this. A drone pilot captures some incredibly close-up volcano video. Blackwing Movies are on Reunion Island filming the Piton de la Fournaise, which appropriately means Peak of the Furnace. This is currently one of the most active volcanoes in the world, and it's a major tourist attraction on the island. Check out how the drone is barely above the ground as it zooms past the volcano and the red-hot lava shooting into the air. The end result is some truly breathtaking video. They got so close that one of the filters on their GoPro melted.
That's incredible. I love the drone.
It's like that outside here.
The peak of the furnace.
Yes, the heat of the furnace. I can see that someday.
Nobody has their furnace on right now.
No.
No, definitely not.
Nature does.
Mother Nature
does, right? They got turned on outside, feeling a little more like early July rather than the end of May. Thankfully, we're going to drop back just a little bit with our temperatures. Still warm and sticky outside this evening with some shower chances building in for Thursday. We'll break down your full forecast right after the break.
Now, a WISC-TV editorial with editorial director Neil Heinen.
Yesterday, we talked about the steady leadership locally that has helped our communities get through the crisis safely and smartly. Today, as we warily enter a new phase of reopening and recovery, we want to extend our respect and appreciation to you, the citizens of our community who have worked so hard to do the right thing. The overwhelming majority engaged in civil, generous, considerate actions and inactions have contributed to a rate of infection, spread, and hospitalization far less than it might be otherwise. All that amid political noise and an absence of leadership at the federal and legislative levels that has made things worse. We have to keep at it. We have to step it up. We have hard choices to make with serious repercussions. Respect each other. Do what you know in your head and your heart is the best you can do. It's up to us. We're up to it.
Take a break from cooking at home and order takeout from your local Monk's Bar and Grill. Monk's is offering curbside pickup takeout service for your safety and convenience during these difficult times. Visit monksbarandgrill.com for takeout menus and online ordering.
I didn't choose this exact type of metastatic breast cancer, but I did pick clarity by knowing I have a treatment that goes right at it.
Discover Piqray, a treatment that specifically targets PIK3CA mutations in HR-positive, HER2-negative MBC. Piqray is taken with fulvestrant after progression on hormone therapy and helps people live longer without disease progression. Do not take Piqray if you've had severe allergic reactions to it or any of its ingredients. Piqray can cause serious side effects, including severe allergic and skin reactions, high blood sugar levels and diarrhea that are common and can be severe, and pneumonitis. Tell your doctor right away if you have symptoms of severe allergic reactions or high blood sugar while taking Piqray. Your doctor will monitor your blood sugar before and during treatment, and more often if you have type 2 diabetes. Before starting, tell your doctor if you have a history of diabetes, skin reactions, are or plan to become pregnant or breastfeeding. Common side effects include rash, nausea, tiredness, weakness, decreased appetite, mouth sores, vomiting, weight loss, hair loss, and changes in some blood tests. Ask your doctor about Piqray.
You were always the responsible one, so much like me, always taking care of everyone else. But this wasn't your responsibility. I already took care of the arrangements. The Ryans made it so easy. I didn't want you to worry about a thing. It's my last gift to you, my lovely daughter.
We've got the power. The Power Centers of Madison. Our customer-focused sales team will help you find the right power equipment to fit your needs. Lawn and garden, tractors, zero turns, lawn mowers, trimmers, chainsaws, commercial equipment, and more. We carry the name brands that you know and some that you need to know. As an added incentive, you can always find factory promotions at the Power Centers of Madison.
Take a break from cooking at home and order takeout from your local Monk's Bar and Grill. Monk's is offering curbside pickup takeout service for your safety and convenience during these difficult times. Visit monksbarandgrill.com for takeout menus and online ordering.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
There's a little weather change on the way. Tomorrow will be a bit cooler outside, so this evening our last warm, sticky, summery kind of evening for a while. Scattered storms expected for tomorrow. We're going to pick up a little more rain than the past few days with the storms passing through. Temperatures will be pretty close to average tomorrow afternoon as the cold front passes through early in the day, so our afternoon highs really won't climb too much. It is going to be cooler and less humid for Friday, and that continues through the weekend. Really seasonable weather actually for the weekend with that sunshine mixing in as well. Looking at our radar right now, we do have a few isolated heavy storms in the very southeast corner of Dane County and Rocky and Greene County as well. Some more storms up towards La Crosse. This is kind of going to be the picture through the evening. Most of the area will be dry, but there will be the potential for a few isolated showers and thunderstorms to pass through. More rain starts to develop after midnight, and then for Thursday, we are expecting scattered showers throughout the day. Picks up in the morning, continues into the early afternoon, but notice our winds shifting direction, so it's going to be cooler even by the afternoon. We're already seeing that northern flow. Cloud coverage clears out Thursday night, so by Friday we're mostly sunny. We get sunshine back for the entire day with no threat for any rain building in for Friday or for the weekend. But with that breeze coming in from the northwest, temperatures will be just a little cooler outside. Our rainfall potential right now pretty close to an inch likely for most of the area. Some isolated areas, if those storms really start to pick up or even slow down just a bit and stay in one spot, we could see those totals get closer to about 1.5 inches. But it's going to be very soggy outside tomorrow. Looking ahead to our 6 to 10 day outlook, not really likely that we'll be trending above average or below average right now, so we aren't looking at any big systems building in as we look ahead to early June, but we aren't looking at a big dry stretch either. Temperature-wise, it's very, very likely we will stay above average for a 6 to 10 day outlook and for that 8 to 14 day outlook, which is putting our temperatures towards the end of our 10 day in the 80s. Tomorrow we'll hit about 71, so we're backing off quite a bit. Not as warm outside, but still a little humid with those showers and thunderstorms passing throughout the day. It'll be a good day to make sure you have the umbrella on hand or just try to keep your plans inside. Close to 70 through the weekend with sunshine for Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. As we look ahead to next week, we'll have a few opportunities for some rain. Dry hours in there as well. Partly sunny skies expected for each day, but a chance for rain on Monday and then again towards the end of the week.
I don't mind it a little cooler.
Yeah, we can drop back just a few degrees. We'll get in the 70s.
Plenty of time for this later on.
Yes, that's right.
All right, Dana, thank you.
Thanks, Dana.
The kids are still home from school, and most parents are working from home as well.
For many families, even the daily routine can be tough, but as Naomi Ruckham explains, one unexpected service is going virtual, babysitting.
Like millions of Americans, the Riley family is stuck at home, and keeping the kids occupied is a big challenge.
He's always looking for something to do, and I'm looking for something for him to do that isn't a video game or isn't a movie or, a TV show.
Erin and Brian Riley have 3 kids. So when Erin heard about Virtual Babysitters Club, she gave it a shot. Her youngest, 7-year-old Finn, jumped in first to join a virtual dance party.
When you were done with your class, what'd you say?
It was the best hour of my life. Everybody dance like a monkey.
Virtual Babysitters Club was recently launched by Kyle Riley and Christina Hanford. She's a nanny and theater performer.
So before coronavirus, this business of yours didn't even exist?
No. So the business itself, when we first had the idea, we kind of wanted to be the connection between these working from home parents and performers who are out of work.
They've hired performers that offer one-on-one and group options. Themes range from art and music to dance. Prices start at about $18 an hour, but it's not a replacement for adult supervision.
While our performers are all amazing with kids, it's impossible through the screen to, provide the same sort of service that an in-person babysitter would.
This is not like a traditional sitting.
Elizabeth Hars is the CEO of Sitter City. The online childcare marketplace connects parents to in-person childcare. But when the pandemic hit, parents started asking for virtual babysitters.
Some parents are looking for the virtual sitter to help with homework or remote learning. Others want a dance party.
For the Rileys, 1 extra hour makes a world of difference.
A guilt-free hour where I felt like he was entertained. I felt like someone was interacting with him.
A non-traditional approach to childcare during extraordinary times. Naomi Ruckham, CBS News.
Find a need and fill it.
Exactly right. It's an amazing idea. And all of the in-person and virtual babysitters available through these sites go through background checks before they are available for hire.
Great idea.
Yeah.
Well, there's more to come at 4 later on. Lisa Briggs from the Bruce Company will answer your plant and garden questions.
And then coming up tonight at 5, how malls and casinos are trying to maintain social distancing while reopening. We'll have that story coming up tonight at 5.
Let the design team at Wanakee Furniture ETC help you find your inspiration and transform your room. Every style, every budget, our creativity, passion, and expertise will help you design your dream space.
Bring quality home at Wanakee Furniture ETC.
When America needed us to build, we built. Masks, ventilators, shields. When frontliners needed support, Ford dealers answered. And now we're open and ready to serve you. With exciting special offers and deals across the Ford lineup. Stop by a Ford dealership or go online. We've made it safer to shop, easier to buy. Right now, qualified buyers can get 0% financing for 84 months, plus 3 months deferred payments on select 2019 Ford vehicles.
Where can a healthier heart lead you? For people with heart failure taking Entresto, it may lead to a world of possibilities. Entresto is a heart failure medicine prescribed by most cardiologists. It was proven superior at helping people stay alive and out of the hospital. Heart failure can change the structure of your heart, so it may not work as well. Entresto helps improve your heart's ability to pump blood to the body. And with a healthier heart, there's no telling where life may take you. Don't take Entresto if pregnant. It can cause harm or death to an unborn baby. Don't take Entresto with an ACE inhibitor or aliskiren, or if you've had angioedema with an ACE or ARB. The most serious side effects are angioedema, low blood pressure, kidney problems, or high blood potassium. Ask your doctor about Entresto. Novartis thanks the heroic healthcare workers fighting COVID-19.
The way you get through hard times is to hold strong to your values. At Group Health Cooperative, our common values have sustained us for over 4 decades. Now is no different. We are here, in our clinics, but we want you to be safer at home. That's why GHC has more ways for you to get care anywhere, anytime, day or night. Be seen, be safe, be home. We will get through this together, and we will all get better together.
Rest comfortably with brands you can trust at Wanakee Furniture ETC. Create a unique and stylish room with made-in-the-USA products from companies like Smith Brothers of Bern. Select from a wide variety of sofas at a great price.
Bring quality home at Wanakee Furniture ETC.
Tonight at 5, protests are underway in Minneapolis after a black man was killed while in police custody. What local leaders are saying about the death of George Floyd tonight at 5.
Tonight will be mild and muggy with scattered showers and thunderstorms. A cold front will bring cooler weather beginning tomorrow afternoon. My News 3 Now first warn forecast at 5.
And ahead at 6, new data shows the Wisconsin metro area with the highest unemployment rate in the state is in southern Wisconsin. We'll take a look at those numbers.
Here's a live look downtown. The Memorial Union Terrace doesn't look too busy this afternoon.
Because they have it blocked off.
Being by the water, well, that would explain it, but being by the water is where you want to be on a sticky day like today. The new CBS show Game On is bringing the spirit of competition back to TV.
Hosted by comedian Keegan-Michael Key, it features 3-time Super Bowl champion Rob Gronkowski and 7-time Grand Slam winner Venus Williams facing off in a series of challenges.
Gayle King spoke with the athletes about why this show couldn't have come at a better time.
Game On, it's unlike anything on TV. It is unpredictable, fun, hilarious, and we never take ourselves, too seriously. And
but we're very competitive.
Yeah, very competitive, too.
Super Bowl champion Rob Gronkowski and tennis legend Venus Williams are going head-to-head in the new show. It's called Game On. This game show pits the two athletes against each other as they lead celebrity guests through unique and sometimes heart-stopping competition.
It's a wonderful combination of comedy and sports, the things that people, live for, and it brings such happiness.
Everybody thinks all celebrities, all athletes know each other. Did you two know each other before this?
No, not at all. It was really cool to actually be on the set and see his competitive juices.
Even though it's friendly competition, it's clear that you both want to win.
We were battling hard. I'm not even sure who the true champion was. Venus, she won a lot of episodes. I've also won some, but I'm not sure who won the most.
I think people have to wait and see.
What do you guys both think about the timing of this show?
It's unfortunate what's going on, and there's no sports going on right now. There's no competition, so this is what this show is all about, laughing, competition.
I think a lot of people aren't necessarily want to be as serious because this has been such a serious thing we've been dealing with every day in life. This is bringing back sports. There's comedy. I'm hoping that people will kind of get their fix out of this, and it'll just bring a lot of happiness.
That was Gail King reporting.
Oh, that looks good. Almost even like a little battle of the sexes, it looks like. Gronkowski retired from the New England Patriots last year, but he's returning to football to play for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers with his former teammate, Tom Brady.
We'll see if that happens.
Yeah, hope
All right,
so.
Up next, get your plant and garden questions answered. Call it now at 270-9933.
Lisa Briggs is standing by live at the Bruce Company in Middleton, and she will take your calls when Live at 4 continues. We'll be right back.
Welcome to the all-new Dwellings. Grace. Of course, it's been a trusted brand for over 40 years, and now they're starting a brand new service. We have Tasha Robinson here joining us today. So, Age at Home by a Grace is what?
Age at Home by a Grace is a high-quality personal care program that specializes in housekeeping, companion care, running errands, a chore service.
And a Grace really has been compassionate end-of-life services for so long, but Age at Home is very different.
Age at Home is more personal care.
And I'm really excited. I have this fancy Age at Home shirt, so I get to play a caregiver today, and we're gonna go see Terry. What are some of the things that we need to help Terry with?
Today we're going to help Terry with a sandwich. He likes to have a sandwich prepared for him so that he can have it later on in the day. We also help remind him to take his medications. So those are the services we will provide for him today.
And you are hiring for those exact caregivers because you have a lot of people who are looking to have this service here in Dane County.
Yes, we are. We're always looking for caregivers. We have part-time hours, a very flexible schedule, and we have awesome clients to work with.
Tasha, who could benefit from a service like Age at Home?
Anyone in the community, anyone who needs personal care services, chore services. If you are just being discharged from the hospital and you need someone to come in and maybe make a bed for you, walk your dog, because we have pet services as well. If you need assistance with errands, we can do that. So anyone that needs help.
How are you at cards? Because I'm pretty competitive.
So am I.
Oh boy, here we go. If you are looking for any personal or companion care, please keep Age at Home by a Grace in mind. I'm Emmy Fink, and you're buzzed in Madison.
We're back.
We got our to-go food.
Oh, good. What a treat after a long week and no cleanup.
When you can't dine in, then get it to go and support our restaurants during Madison Magazine's Restaurant Week to Go. 2 weeks of fabulous to-go menus you'll love. Visit madisonmagazine.com for details and menus. Restaurant Week to Go, presented by Kesnick's. Food service design, equipment, and supplies. I guess there is still cleanup to do.
Dwellings, Madison's best kept $150 secret. Now open in Fitchburg.
Things starting to open up and more folks heading back to work, but the road's still pretty quiet outside the Beltline. We aren't seeing any major traffic, and downtown actually is pretty smooth currently. 14 heading west should be good. Now from Janesville to the Beltline, we're at 26 minutes, so we've added an extra minute onto the drive since the last 40 minutes when we checked. 16 minutes from Sauk City to Middleton, and some parade to downtown. Still just a quick 9-minute drive. When traffic's busy, that's usually closer to 17 minutes, so no one really on the roads right now. But that's a quick look at traffic.
Traffic's back.
It's back. I'm here.
Thank you, Dana. An Australian man decided to give his community the bird. A homemade statue of a bird, that is. The man spent 6 months crafting this elaborate electronic kookaburra. The 1,600-pound replica even makes similar movements and sounds as the famous Australian bird. He's been wheeling it around town, and when asked why he decided to create the big, beautiful bird, the good doctor replied quite simply, why not?
Why not, indeed?
Why not, indeed? Well, it's time to get your plant and garden questions answered.
Lisa Briggs from the Roost Company is standing by to take your call. The number, take your calls. The number to call is 270-9933. Hi, Lisa.
Oh, back at the greenhouse.
Hey.
Hooray.
Yay. I know. First time since November.
Oh, we got plenty of calls as usual. So let's start with Joan in New Glarus. Hi, Joan.
Hi. I have a question. I have lots of weeds and grass and twitch and creeping Charlie in my asparagus bed. How do I get rid of that without damaging the asparagus?
Well, the grass part is easy because you can use a herbicide that's selective for grasses only. So you'd spray the bed and it will kill grasses, but not anything that's broadleaf. The broadleaf things are a little more difficult because broadleaf herbicides are not they are not selective. They will kill anything with broadleaves. So what you're going to have to do is, if you want to spray it, you can use like a baffle, like a piece of cardboard or something, to keep it from drifting onto your asparagus. Or you can pour a little bit of the herbicide into a cup and use one of those sponge brushes, and then you can brush it right on the foliage of the weeds so that it won't go to your asparagus. Otherwise, you're going to just dig them out.
Okay. All right, let's go to Louise in Monroe. Hi, Louise. What's your question?
Okay, my question is regarding raspberry bushes. I have raspberries that will produce, if I'm lucky, from about the 4th of July all the way to frost. And the bushes now are getting quite tall, and I wondered how far down I could quickly cut them back now before too long, because they have taken off fast now. There's some last year's growth still on there. So I wonder.
So anything that's left from last year, go ahead and prune that out and let the new canes come up, because what you have are fall bearing or ever bearing berries, and they start fruiting, like you said, around the end part of the summer, late July, and then they go to frost, and then they'll start back up again in the summer, but that crop is sort of small and mingy. So what you want to do, best case scenario, is that you cut it back to the ground after the frost or before the new canes come up. Since you've missed that window, just go ahead with some pruners and take out anything that's old and woody, and all those new tender ones that are small and coming up from the ground. Those are what are going to produce the best crop for you this year.
All right. Diane in Middleton. Hi, Diane. What's your question? Diane, you there?
Yes, hello.
Hi, what's your question?
Hi, we have a pine tree in our yard that's about waist high, and the deer have rutted on it and killed the top of it, but the bottom of it is still green and growing. Do we cut the dead branches off the top of the tree?
Yeah, if you don't have any buds left on there and all the needles are brown, then go ahead and clip out what's brown. You should be seeing new growth on it by now. And then you might just have something a little creative and do a little bit of bonsai with it. And then you just you can always take a side branch that's flexible and maybe try to train a new leader.
All right, Linda in Cross Plains is next. Hi, Linda, what's your question?
Hello, my question is, I have a block patio, and it's on the north side of my house, and I have moss growing between all the blocks. What can I use to get rid of the moss?
There is a mossicide that's suitable for using on surfaces. So it's not something that you want to use if you have moss in your garden or moss in your lawn, but on surfaces like patios or sides of walls or fences or rocks, it works really well. So it will kill the moss, and then you can remove it. But it's there because you have conditions that are right for it. So it's a little wet, it's a little cool, there's not a lot of air circulation. It's probably going to be a situation that you're going to have to continue to deal with unless you want to lift the patio up and improve the drainage underneath by adding some sand. But you can use a mossicide on it without harming your actual patio.
All right. Beth in Sun Prairie. Hi, Beth. What's your question? Beth, you there?
Yes.
Go ahead.
I have, year after year, planted the perennial called Coreopsis. I think that's how it's pronounced. It's also called tickweed. It's a bright flowering yellow plant, and it's supposed to be a perennial. However, every year at this time it should be flowering, and I just have little tiny green, a few little green leaves coming out of the ground, and I don't understand why it keeps dying back or not coming back. What am I doing wrong?
So Coreopsis, or tick seed, as it's called, is a perennial that dies back to the ground every year. So you wouldn't have anything woody that would be left over from year to year. It would come back from the ground, and usually we see Coreopsis blooming here around the end of June. This year's been a little weird with the temperature swings. If it's not putting on size, then you want to check and make sure that it's getting enough sun. Coreopsis needs full sun, so 6 to 8 hours. It also appreciates good drainage. It's a plant that you often will see in rock gardens or berms. And then if that's not the case, then I would add some like flower tone, some kind of slow release fertilizer that's not heavy in nitrogen, and see if you can get it a little bit perked up and a little bit beefier.
All right, things are growing, that's for sure.
Oh, yeah. Lisa, it's so good to see you back in your beautiful office.
Thank you.
I'll have to come and visit. I need some stuff, so. Thanks for calling in, everybody.
We're here for you.
What's that?
I said we're here for you.
Okay, I'll be there. Thanks for calling in. We'll do this again soon, and we'll have a final check of your forecast coming up.
You were always the responsible one, so much like me, always taking care of everyone else. But this wasn't your responsibility. I already took care of the arrangements. The Ryans made it so easy. I didn't want you to worry about a thing. It's my last gift to you, my lovely daughter.
Comfort Services, buy one air conditioner and get one gas furnace for only $1,000. BOGOs are back, and it's a beautiful thing.
Wells Asphalt Paving, expert paving for over 40 years. Now offering $250 off your asphalt paving project. For residential and commercial, from new construction to replacements. Call today and save at Wells Asphalt Paving.
Every day, our doctors and nurses, our cooks, housekeepers, therapists, and every member of your healthcare team give the most of themselves to care for you, to care for our community. These are your champions of health.
Tonight at 5, a community in our area has the highest unemployment rate in Wisconsin. We'll tell you where. Plus, big gathering areas like casinos and shopping malls starting to reopen across Dane County. What's being done to make sure people stay safe at 5.
Still warm and humid outside for this evening. Temperatures are in the low 80s. Heat index reading just a few degrees above our actual temperatures as our humidity creeping up. Some shower chances possible this evening. Not looking at severe weather. More widespread rain for Thursday. Gary will have more on that during the 5.
All right. Thank you, Dana. Tomorrow on Live at 4, Dr. Zorba Pastor takes your COVID-19 questions live.
And we'll get behind the wheel with Harvey Briggs in the 2020 Mazda CX-9. Harvey says this one is a winner. That's coming up tomorrow on Live at 4.
At Harker Heating and Cooling, you can save a whole bunch of money when you buy an air conditioner. You know what's even better? Saving even more money when you purchase an air conditioner and a furnace at the same time.
Harker Heating and Cooling.
When America needed us to build, we built. Masks, ventilators, shields. When frontliners needed support, Ford dealers answered. And now we're open and ready to serve you. With exciting special offers and deals across the Ford lineup. Stop by a Ford dealership or go online. We've made it safer to shop, easier to buy. Right now, qualified buyers can get 0% financing for 84 months, plus 3 months deferred payments on select 2019 Ford vehicles.
Raise your right hand and repeat after me.
I solemnly swear that I will support the veterans of the
United States Armed Forces.
I will defend the Constitution
against all enemies. That I will commit
to ensuring they are
not forgotten.
And I will obey the orders of the
President of the United States.
And I will enable veterans to live the same life of opportunity
they have provided me. So help me God.
The legendary DR Trimmer Mower does it all. These machines are built to take a beating. DR gets the job done right.
For your free buyer's guide, call 1-800-418-8915. Free shipping is now in effect. Online at drtrimmer.com.
At Harker Heating and Cooling, you can save a whole bunch of money when you buy an air conditioner. You know what's even better? Saving even more money when you purchase an air conditioner and a furnace at the same time.
Harker Heating and Cooling.
In today's Final Touch, Thailand is in the process of reopening shopping malls after they were closed for 2 months.
And it's not just shoppers roaming Central World Mall in Bangkok. A group of robots are ready to keep things safe. There's Pee-Pee, whose screen can carry public health messages. There's Lisa, which stands for Live Intelligence Service Assistant, who can help people find facilities such as hand gel dispensers. Rock, or Robot for Care, scans temperatures for anyone testing over 99.5 degrees. And finally, there's Canine, who roams the mall with a bottle of hand sanitizer on its back. These battery-powered workers